Hey series finders, listen up. Today we need to talk about the heaviest, most soul-crushing miniseries that will absolutely wreck you emotionally. I'm talking about shows that burrow into your brain and refuse to leave. The ones that make you sit in silence after the credits roll. As someone who watches way too much television for a living, these 10 miniseries are not here to play. They're intense, brilliant, and will emotionally devastate you in the best possible way. So before we dive into this emotional gauntlet, quick reminder, all the streaming info for these shows is in that first pinned comment. Super easy to find. Trust me, you're gonna want to know where to watch these. All right, grab some tissues and let's get into it.
A woman and her 15-month-old child were murdered in their home.
Coming in at number 10, we've got a show that takes faith and twists it into something absolutely terrifying. Andrew Garfield plays a detective investigating a brutal double murder, and the killers are from his own church. Based on true events involving the Lafferty brothers, watching Garfield's character grapple with his faith while uncovering these horrific crimes is genuinely heartbreaking. This show examines blind faith, patriarchal religious structures, and how antiquated beliefs can justify heinous actions. It sparked real controversy when it came out, and I get why. It asks questions people don't want to answer. Beautifully made, but absolutely brutal to watch. That show is Under the Banner of Heaven.
My stalker, say hello to Martha.
Don't you say that to me! Apologize to me right now!
Next up, the show that dominated conversations when it dropped. Based on creator Richard Gadd's actual life, and this guy went through absolute hell. Baby Reindeer tackles stalking, sexual assault, and identity struggles in the most raw, unflinching way possible. Jessica Gunning's performance as Martha is simultaneously heartbreaking and deeply unsettling. But the show also explores Gadd's character being sexually assaulted by a predatory TV writer, and those scenes are genuinely some of the hardest television I've ever watched. What makes this important is how it shines a light on male victims of sexual assault, the shame, the disbelief, the struggle to even report it. This black comedy thriller will have your jaw on the floor. Uncomfortable, necessary, and one of the most talked about miniseries for a reason. That's Baby Reindeer.
5 dead bodies there. Now, does that make any sense to you?
Number 8 takes us to Hurricane Katrina, inside a New Orleans hospital dealing with the aftermath. This show explores the impossible decisions doctors and nurses had to make, who gets care and who doesn't based on limited resources, and in some cases, whether to euthanize patients they simply couldn't help. The ethical questions are absolutely gut-wrenching. It's a scathing commentary on healthcare system failures and how catastrophic events expose every crack in the foundation. 8 episodes of watching dedicated medical staff pushed to their breaking point, making choices that will haunt them forever. This isn't just disaster drama, it's a brutal examination of systemic failure and moral gray areas. That one's 5 Days at Memorial.
There was a murder there. Another one's missing now. Get me a story.
Coming in at number 7, Sharp Objects is a psychological thriller that dives deep into mental health, trauma, and toxic families. Amy Adams is phenomenal as Camille, a reporter fresh out of a psychiatric hospital dealing with alcoholism, depression, and self-harm history. She returns home to her mother, played brilliantly by Patricia Clarkson, and the family dynamics are nightmare fuel. This show peels back layers of generational trauma and the darkness hiding behind perfect Southern facades. The atmosphere is suffocating, the mystery is gripping, and every episode feels like it's tightening a noose around your emotions. A masterclass in psychological horror that stays with you long after you finish. That's Sharp Objects.
Police! What are you looking for?
Number 6 just came out and is already destroying people emotionally. Adolescence tells the story of a 13-year-old boy charged with murdering a classmate, tackling cyberbullying, social media toxicity, and the manosphere's influence on young boys. Only 4 episodes, but each one hits like a freight train. What makes this powerful is the parents' perspective, watching them grapple with guilt and the horrifying question of what signs they missed. Episode 3 with the forensic psychologist and Episode 4 with the parents' raw conversation are some of the most emotionally intense television I've seen. Essential viewing if you have teenagers. It's disturbing, heartbreaking, and incredibly important. That's Adolescence. If you're enjoying this emotional roller coaster, hit that subscribe button. Seriously helps the channel, and you'll get more recommendations like this. Also, smash that like button. All right, back to the devastation.
Don't talk to anybody anymore.
Shut it.
Number 4 is a gritty crime thriller exposing how broken the criminal justice system really is. The Night Of stars Riz Ahmed as Naz, a college student whose life implodes when he's accused of murder. He spent the night with a woman who ends up dead but has no memory of killing her. What follows is this devastating look at how the system chews people up regardless of guilt. John Turturro plays his lawyer, and watching them navigate this nightmare is gripping. The show explores racial bias, flawed investigations, and how prison fundamentally changes even innocent people. Naz goes from promising student to someone completely unrecognizable. 8 episodes of brilliance showing justice is anything but black and white. That's The Night Of.
No signs of forced entry, doors and windows were locked, no DNA.
At number 5, a true crime drama that will make your blood boil. Unbelievable tells the story of a woman who reports being raped, and instead of getting help, she's accused of lying and charged for false reporting. Yeah, based on real serial rape cases, it's a masterclass in how the system fails survivors. What makes this incredible is the 2 female detectives played by Toni Collette and Merritt Weaver who refused to let these cases go unsolved. Caitlin Dever's performance as the initial victim is heartbreaking. This tackles victim blaming, mishandled investigations, and compounded trauma, but it's also a celebration of detectives who actually fight for justice. The sensitivity is remarkable, never exploitative, just deeply, painfully real. That one's unbelievable.
Where did you see the lady?
One lady.
The female jogger was severely beaten.
The bronze medal goes to a show everyone needs to watch. When They See Us tells the true story of the Central Park Five, 5 young men wrongfully convicted in 1989, only to be exonerated over a decade later when the real perpetrator confessed. This 4-part series is a devastating examination of systemic racism, wrongful convictions, and how Black and Latino youth are treated by the justice system and media. The coerced confessions, biased coverage, years stolen, it's all here and absolutely enraging. What makes this perfect is how it humanizes the victims, shows the impact on families and communities, and forces us to reckon with ongoing failures. Ava DuVernay created something truly powerful. Essential viewing. That's When They See Us. Chernobyl.
This is Easy Company, the first and finest company in this regiment.
And at number 1, the absolute pinnacle of emotionally heavy miniseries, the legendary Band of Brothers. Created by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, this World War II series follows Easy Company from D-Day through the war's end. 10 episodes based on extensive research and veteran interviews, each character representing a real person who survived. What makes this the heaviest is knowing everything you're watching is rooted in real experiences, real sacrifice, real loss. The production value is cinematic. This is one of the first TV projects that felt like a Hollywood movie. The battle sequences are intense, the camaraderie palpable, and the emotional weight is overwhelming. At the end, you see the real veterans whose stories you just witnessed, and it hits you all over again. This isn't just great television, it's a profound tribute to the greatest generation. That's Band of Brothers.
So there you have it. 10 miniseries that will absolutely wreck you but are totally worth watching. Which one destroyed you the most? Let me know in the comments because I read every single one and love hearing your takes. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe for more content like this. Check out our other videos for more recommendations, and until next time, happy watching and keep that therapist on speed dial.